स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम रामा हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगं लंघायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारं परमानंद माधवं श्री चैतन्य ईश्वरम्। Hare Krishna. We dedicate our presentation to His Divine Grace, Shri A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Because of him, today we are sitting and understanding about Bhagavad Gita. So today is our 11th session, and the topic is rituals versus spiritual. This is very important topic because it will clarify all our doubts, what to do, what not to do, which one is required, which is not required. So all this clarification we will get in today's session. So first we will start with bhakti, definition of bhakti, because you will hear this word very common. People say we are already doing bhakti, you know, everybody says we are all are following bhakti, right? So we will see this verse from 5th chapter 29th verse. Bhoktaram yagna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridam sarvabhutanam gyatva mam shantim richati. Somebody can decide, read the translation.
Hare Krishna. A person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifice and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wishers of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material miseries.
So one thing is, you all can remember peace formula. So 5th chapter 29th verse, this is a peace formula. How to live peacefully, that you can remember by remembering this shloka. How it is? Bhoktaram yagna tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram suridam sarva bhutanam gyatva mam shantim richate. If a one knows about Lord, person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerity, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and benefactor and well-wishers of all living entities. That means when somebody understands, like everything belongs to Lord, then that kind of fight will not happen. Na? This is yours, this is mine, why we are not getting this? Because this is somebody else. He is the enjoyer, and what we are trying to do, we are trying to do enjoy on ourselves, right? So when we understand this aspect, like everything belongs to him. He is the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerity. He is the enjoyer, and he is the supreme lord of all planet and demigods, and benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities. So if we remember these things, like everything is whatever is happening in life, it is like we are like a puppet, right? And everything is belonging to Lord. We just using it. Then that anxiety will never come, na. This I should be getting. This is not yours only. This is somebody else. And how much ever he will give, that is his mercy, right? It is not ours. Why I am not getting this? I should be getting big house. I should be having this much money. But this is my house, or this is my thing. So it is like bhakti means when you understand this perspective, like how everything belongs to God. So bhakti is definition of bhakti. When we say, like, we should understand how this cosmic manifestation, who has created, how we have come here, and then you will understand, like, bhakt means you have, see, right now what we do is we come from our parents, so we give respect to them, right? Because it is like we are coming from them, but we don't give that respect to God. Parents still we give, but to God we don't give. That has become a secondary priority. Like, if you see, you will have two works. Today is some okay, you have to take care of your children, and simultaneously you have to do Lord's worship, right? Now you will have to travel for your children, but who is getting sacrificed? Lord's prayers is getting, worship is getting sacrificed, but that becomes a second priority, right? Why? Because we are living totally in a bodily platform. We never think about ourselves as a soul. Do we think like one day from this body we will come out and we will see our body burning, and then we will be going somewhere. We means as soul, we will be traveling, whether we will be going to hellish or heaven or some other home or to Lord's home. Just imagine, like, if you are coming out of this body and Lord is, Radha Rani is waiting and taking you to his house. And but we can't realize that. Why? Because if we have to go to parents' place or some other place, we have that attachment to those places, and then we will be excited. But this place we don't have that excitement, that attachment. If we get that attachment, then somebody is on the deathbed, he will not be crying. He will not be remembering Lord just because it is being said, like, if you remember Lord at the last breath, you will come to me. He will not remember like that. He will be feeling like, I'm going, like we will book flight tickets, we have to attend marriage function, we will be excited, right? Now we will be excited, Lord will be coming. But that attachment is not there, right? We are not that attached to Lord. That rasa is not there. Oh, we will have enjoyment with Lord. That connect is missing, right? So bhakti is establishing that connect and understanding, like, everything is pertaining to Lord. When you are staying in a rented house, right? So in rented house you will be careful. Can you stay without paying monthly rent? But here we are not paying rent, na. This body is made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether. Who gave this?
God.
How do we know? There is one shloka also, right? These are my external, है ना? These are my material energies, right? उन्हीं की energy का body है, and we don't give respect to Lord. This is our rented house only, right? When this house will be spoiled, like damage हो गया house, तो क्या करेंगे? He will give us new house, right? That is what is happening. We are getting into new bodies, depending on our desires, right? So, but we are not paying rent to him. We feel like he is there for giving us everything. भगवान ये कर दे, भगवान ये कर दे, I should get this. That's what. We never think like, do we have to please Lord? Do we have to give anything to Lord? But we are using everything of him. So that this is in your shikshas also. There's a question. What is peace formula? So this is peace formula. You should remember, like, everything belongs to Lord. So if everything belongs to Lord, then everything should be used for the service of the Lord. That is known as bhakti. So if somebody says bhakti, then you should give this definition. This is known as bhakti. Everything belongs to Lord, and everything should be used in the service of Lord. So that's what we said, like this body is made up of these 5 elements, and these 5 elements are Lord's energy. So we should use this in the service of Lord. How do we use it? We'll come to that point. So now, what do you think? Like, is it optional or it's mandatory? Why? What is the reason? It is mandatory, right? Simple example, that rented house. We have to pay rent. We cannot stay. Otherwise, if you are taking somebody's thing and going out, that means you are a thief, right? If we are using something without asking that person, that means we are thief. You remembered one of the shloka, those who are eating without offering, they are eating only sins, है ना? तो thief हो गए ना ये सब. So we have to always offer things whatever we have got it from Lord. See, bhakti is taken as a optional only, right? Now bhakti is taken as a optional. People need something, they will go to temple and they will pray for some of the things. If this happens, I will do this, right? That kind of exchange is happening. And if somebody has have to go for exam, somebody has to go for exam, they will take Ganesha or puja they will do, so that okay, like it has become like Lord is a order supplier. You ask something, he will give. But bhakti is you should do for Lord. That is the major thing. Okay, now there are 2 things which we always hear. What is religion and spirituality, right? That's what we are discussing about. What is religion? Forming certain rituals. Okay. Faith is religion, right? So religion is faith, right? So faith will be fixed. It is changing now. So these days people are like giving money and faith is getting changed, right? That is, so then how can the religion, how can we call it as religion? Religion mane dharma, right? That should be fixed. It cannot keep on changing with money or some things, right? So religion, faith pakka hona hai na, it should be fixed. If it's diverting, actually when we came to Bangalore, in the initial time itself, one Hindu family was staying next to our neighbor, but I saw them getting converted into Muslim in front of our eyes, and they separated from their family. They were brother sister. So that was the incident I had seen in front of my eyes, and I like, that's what I am saying, like faith though it's changing. Why it is changed, what happened, we don't know, but that's what is. And then so they people believe in one faith, and after certain time it gets changed, right? But religions means, the religion's meaning is dharma. Dharma money, that is, no, dharma is something which cannot be changed, which is fixed, eternal. Sugar, if you take an example of sugar, what is the dharma of sugar? Sweet. What is the dharma of chili? Spicy. So chili cannot be replaced with sugar, sugar cannot be replaced with chili, right? They have a dharma. That's how they will be. So like that, dharma is which is inseparable. Like you can't separate it from the living entity. So every living entity has a, like we all living entity, we have a specific dharma. Dharma means which cannot be separated, right? Like sweetness of sugar, chili, spices in chili, that cannot be separated. There is another definition. So one definition of dharma is which is inseparable from the living entity. Inseparable from the living entity, example is your chili and sugar. Now another example of dharma is dharman tu sakshat bhagvat parinitam, which is told by Lord. So dharma is like what we are saying is it just cannot be separated. Now what are we? We are the soul. Now what is the dharma of soul? What is soul? Soul is Sachidanand. Soul is part and parcel of the Lord. So when part and parcel should be serving the master, correct? So like our hands, right? Our hands means our hand, right? They will be, we are using them for our service, correct? So that's how the eternal, the dharma of the soul is to serve the super soul, right? To serve the Paramatma, to serve the Lord. That's the dharma. Now, when you spoke about Hindu, Muslim, all this, see, one thing is, if you are serving the Lord, that's the dharma. The dharma is something which is teaching us how to love God. That is known as dharma, right? When you, as a like daughter, so you will definitely treat your mother as a mother, father as a father. That's your dharma. When we become mother, we become mother. Our dharma will become like a mother only. Like nobody has taught us how to become mother, right? We started treating us as a mother. We were a girl and then suddenly became mother. So automatically the dharma is inherited, eternal, right? So as a soul, our dharma is to serve the Lord. But that dharma we forgot. Other dharma we are following, right? Because we are completely on the bodily platform. We are not living at the soul platform itself. So that's why those things we're learning today. We are trying to understand what we are trying to understand. But what we are not, that we have understood. Are you getting my point? Those relations, those things we are able to identify, we are able to play, all these things nobody is teaching us, right? When we became mother, nobody has taught us to be, these are the rules for mother, these are the rules for wife. That at least somehow some of the things we got to know, and but most of the things we didn't know and we were following. But for soul, nobody has taught us, and now we are sitting and understanding what is the dharma of the soul. At least when we understand dharma of the soul, we should, at least then we should follow that, right? It's clear? So dharma money, religion dharma, occupational duty that cannot be separated from us. It cannot be separated. Whenever you try to separate, we will lose our identity, right? We will lose happiness. So our peace, right? Our eternal occupation is to serve the Lord. But we are not doing that duty. So when we are not doing the duty, what will happen? Punishments. So when whatever job profile we have to work as per the job profile. If we are not working as per the job profile, we are doing somebody else's duty, automatically we will get punishment from our master. So now our duty is to serve the Lord, but we are not doing that, right? So this is Srila Prabhupada's this thing I was showing you. Now comes to spirituality. So what is spirituality? थोड़ा जोर से.
Knowing our true identity as a soul and then working on that path.
Soul spirituality means when you are knowing about identifying yourself as a soul and doing activities pertaining to the soul. That is a spirituality, right? There is a, like you can see the connection between religion and spirituality. So it's but as of now, like right now you can say spirituality is something which connects to the spirit soul. When you talk about activities of the spirit soul, it's called spirituality. So when we talk about rituals, right? When we were talking about rituals, what do we do with the rituals?
We follow certain procedures to rituals.
It follows certain procedure. For
doing any activity.
For what?
For doing any specific activity.
Aim?
Materially. To gain something.
But religion means following some activities to connect with the Lord. That is what is religion. But what we were discussing religion means following some activities, doing some procedure. For what? Actually it is to connect with the Lord. So there is a relation. Spirituality talks about, we are talking about soul and activities of the soul. What is activity of soul? To serve the Lord. Now how to serve the Lord? These are the religions, right? We as a spirit soul. Now as a spirit soul, we need to serve the Lord. There has to be some processes. Now how do we serve the Lord? what should we do, how can we connect with the Lord. The thing which defines that, that is the religion, right? But that definition is missing completely, right? We will see how knowing about spirit, soul, or action pertaining to the spirit soul is called spiritual. Now we are spirit soul, but we are doing activities of the bodily platform. But when we do activities pertaining to the spirit soul, then we call it as spiritual activities, right? Or spiritualist, right? Because when we, I was just giving an example, when we as a spirit soul, at one point of time, when time comes, we have to leave this body. When we are leaving this body, that time there are certain activities of the soul. If we are not, if we have not understood those activities and we are not living at that platform, we are living at the platform of body, then we will get another body. But if we have understood the soul aspects in this form itself, we are following the activities of spirit soul, then Lord will know, na, like now they are ready, this spirit, this soul is ready. Why he will give us new body? He will bring us to bring him soul to us, to himself only, right? Because now you can serve me directly because you have already learned it, right? So that is why spirituality is, it's important, it's mandatory to do it now. People say we will do it later, we will do it in old age, this is not the time. Then this will not come only, right? So there is one thing about knowledge versus rituals. So sometimes people think like knowledge, people go deeper into understanding, but they don't follow rituals. Sometimes people just follow rituals but without getting the knowledge. So it has to go hand in hand. Knowledge without ritual has no value, like, and rituals without knowledge also, like it will be on the in the emotional platform. And if you talk about knowledge without rituals, it will be on the mental speculation. So both has to be done. Why? Because whenever you do some rituals, you should know what is the purpose of this ritual, why we are doing it, what is like where it is mentioned. All these things we should know, right? Then this will have an impact. Say for example, like we went for one yatra, Sri Rangam. So when we went for Sri Rangam yatra, when we understood like this is one of the Divya Desh, so that means we spirit soul has many layers. So layers gets removed slowly when you go to various Divya Deshas, and when the outside layers gets removed, you get the purification. So that is why there are many Divya Deshas, so that people can go there and remove that impure layer and slowly become spiritualized. Then that means you are at the liberation platform. So if we didn't know, what we will do? We will just go pay obeisances, but with that feeling if we go, when we understand, yeah, if we are praying to Lord, saying like please help us to come out of this impurity, then that will have a different impact, right? Otherwise it will be going to, like, people go to various places, right, going to various temples, but when you go with that knowledge, the impact will be different, right? So that's what people keep moving towards knowledge or rituals. But knowledge, ritual should be followed with knowledge. Okay. So neither of extremes are bhakti. It is the balance of both. So we should have knowledge as well as we should follow rituals. That is what we are doing here in Krishna consciousness. We are understanding about Lord. We are understanding about various, see, we all were doing deity worship before also, right? Now also we are doing deity worship. There is a difference. Difference is now we understood Agarbatti why 3 times, when 7 times, what we do is, what procedure, where it is mentioned, that we were not knowing earlier. Okay, Aarti to ho gaya Aarti, right? So those things are very clear. When we know this, with that feeling we do, then we are connecting with the Lord. Rituals are the processes, mechanism to connect with the Lord. So now we will talk about some of our current activities. So these are our current activities that actually initially also I discussed. It's like a Lord has become a ATM machine. So give us this, give us that, because we know He has everything. He has opulence, He has wealth. So we are sitting here and just asking why He has done with me like this. I don't deserve. Why He has this wrong thing has happened with me. I should be doing this. I should be deserving that. Right. So better we'll go to this temple and then break nariyal and then ask Lord, like, please do this. I will come next time with 10 nariyal and with more laddus. And there we have seen in various places, like if we get married with this girl and then we will come to Vaishno Devi, and that after marriage then they will go. So this has become this is a ritual, right? But see the difference between this and that. Where is Lord coming here? For what we are doing? No, it is all about our satisfaction. So we are living, like right now we are living for our enjoyment. This is our current situation. Whatever we want to, we are doing only for us. You can see today's class strength also. Maybe I think online there may be some people, but and people are calling. We are calling them, but everybody says bhakti is in the heart, right? Here you see some of the rituals. Hare Krishna. She met yesterday. Okay. So this was, I was talking about this ritual, and there is another one like concatenated rituals. So now though there are different kind of rituals like bali dekar and then they are eating. So what is that? It's this ritual, how it is connecting to Lord? Is it connecting to Lord? It's for their satisfaction, their sense gratification, right? So those rituals are only for their satisfaction. There is no concept of Lord there. Now you see this one. So what is happening here? Lord is getting pleased. Lord is getting tortured. So what is happening here? Now you see Ganesha comes. There will be so many pandals. People go there, big line. But when you go there, what is the feeling? Are we having that feeling about Lord? Like there is some kind of enjoyment, right? We get ready and go for that Ganesha, this thing, right? Now take an example of Navratri. This in VK Sports itself, Navratri. Once I came for doing this Vaishnavi, this thing promotion or for some purpose I came. Bichari Devi Mata to dikh hi nahi rahi thi. She was somewhere alone and people were enjoying dance. So we say like now you can see in various festival celebrations, Durga Puja and so many. But Durga will be separated, and you see Diwali. During Diwali, how there is a one live incident in my apartment itself. I said you are celebrating Diwali. First time I was so happy like they are celebrating Diwali. Then I said on that day we will do Deep Dan. Because anyway you are having party na. So during that party 10-minute slot you give me for Damodar Ashtakam. But then they said no Rachna, it will become religious. So religious क्या अभी क्या कर रहे हो? This is not religious. No. This is just a get together. So we just have a fun. So what for Diwali was celebrating when Ram came, right? On his that part is missing. So Lord is side, and then Diwali celebration, new dresses, going to somebody's place, giving gifts. That will be there, but Lord is not there. In fact, in my native itself, I have seen people who do not have deity at home, like neither photo at home, but they are celebrating Diwali very in a grand way with the good lights, everything. But Ram nahi hai usme kahin. So rituals, this is ritual. And what is the definition of ritual which we discussed today? Procedure to connect with the Here, procedure to disconnect with the Lord, right? And connect what? Our senses. Correct? See the difference. So there are people who say bhakti should be in the heart. If you ask people, like in the, I'll just give you example. In the initial days, sometime I don't remember, but in one of the case, we have bhakti groups where some Matajis will be connected with me, and we will be having where we will ask them like this is all about spirituality, right? We are spirit soul, how to connect with the Lord, and we tell them like these are the processes and they follow. But in that, like how you will have in material education, you will have a homework, right? You will do the homework. Like here also we have sadhana. People do sadhana and report like this is what I am doing for today's sadhana. But in the initial days, sometimes people will not be that connected. So they will say 22 hours sadhana. So what sadhana? It is there in my heart. So is it possible? Right? So you will have to, until unless you do, you cannot be okay. एक example देते हैं, like our being a mother, like our child in the night, he is crying, very small baby is crying, you will have to get up and feed. You can't say Soja I love you, because love is in the heart. Right? Second time again he says, then he says I love you beta Soja. Then that is that love is the in the heart, na? So bhakti is in the heart. Are Baba, we have to show to Lord also, like we have to reciprocate to him, we have to give to him, then only he will respond, right? So we can't say love is in the heart. You will be showing to your children, right? We will children, or with your husband, or with your parents, right? Everybody will have that relationship. So when the purpose is to serve the Lord, then your ritual become spiritual. Till now it will be like sense gratification. The examples which we saw, it was not serving the Lord, it was serving ourselves, right? So when you are following some rituals to please the Lord, then you call it as spiritual. Okay, so this part is clear. So whenever now next time you will follow some ritual, you will remember for what we are doing this, what is the purpose of it, how we can connect to Lord, right? See, if we keep doing this activity at the spirit level, how easy it will be to leave this body and go to another place, depending on up to what level of spiritual activities we have done, up to what level of spiritual realization we have got. If we have got, that's why you see now when our you people would have seen like somebody dying, they will call their children, they want to see their children, that attachment will be there, you know? And so Lord will see he is so badly attached on the bodily relations. So what he will do? He will give you another body and another bodily relations. But that previous wala, for that whom you were dying, you were feeling that will change. But body you will get, relations you will get. It's, if we live at the platform of spirit, we'll be connected with the Lord. If you are doing the worship of some other Devi Devta, okay, in Bhagavad Gita this is clearly mentioned. If you do the bhakti of any other Devta, you will go to their abode. But as process should be proper. It cannot be like Monday Shivji, Tuesday Hanumanji. It cannot be like this. Lord will say, I am confused now. Where you should go, right? So if whatever we are doing, we should be. That's why Lord has given this. That's why in Varnashram Dharma system is there. Marriages are there. Otherwise, the one husband is fixed, right? One Lord is also fixed. Lord, we have to serve the Lord, and process is also fixed. We can't make our own faith, our own processes, our own dharma. Now we will see some science behind rituals. So rituals, what we are doing, you can see this diagram, what it says. connect with the Lord. Thank you. So what is why we have to follow rituals so that we can connect with the Lord. So why should we connect with the Lord? What is the problem? We are already connected with the Lord, no? But we have forgotten our relationship with the Lord. We have completely forgotten. We were spirit soul. When we were dying, we would have something in mind. We got into the womb of new mother, and then we came out. We got new parents. We were in love, and that's how life continued. We forgot everything. So now we have to bring back that. So rituals will help us to bring back that connection. So now this is our 9th chapter. This 9th chapter verses, you will see it's on the pure devotional service, pure bhakti. That is the most confidential knowledge. See, Bhagavad Gita, you will have you have 18 chapters, right? Now middle 6 chapters are the essence of Bhagavad Gita, jewels of Bhagavad Gita. Within that, 9th chapter is the most confidential knowledge. This most confidential knowledge is about spirit soul, activities of spirit soul. We know the activities of material bodies, but we don't know the activities of spirit soul. So that talks about what should be the activities of spirit soul. What Lord says in 9th chapter 26th verse, Patram pushpam phalam toyam ये मे भक्त्या प्रयच्छति तदहं भक्ति पारितम् अश्नामि पर्यतात्मना. If somebody can read.
If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit or water, I will accept it. Bhagavad Gita 9.22.
So what Lord is saying here, give me patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. Patram mane? Leaf. So which leaf he is specifically asking? Tulsi leaf. Patram, pushpam, phalam, any fruits, toyam mane? Water. So now, why he is saying all these things? You give me this. He doesn't have this. He has all this. Now, if you give something to your mother, some gift as a sari, you give it to your mother, she'll be happy, right? You're pleasing. So Lord is saying, you just offer me this, I'll be happy. He is giving us the method to connect with Him. He is telling us how you can connect with Him. You have forgotten your relationship. That is what, see, Lord has a purpose. Whenever He comes here, He comes for a specific purpose, to establish the dharma and to kill the miscreants, right? That's what He does. Now, whenever He is saying something, patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, you give me all this, what will happen? I will accept God with love. You wear nice dresses there, that is your sense gratification. Here you do it for pleasing the Lord. So whatever you do, it is for pleasing the Lord, right? Sometimes people will dress up nicely for some functions, but when it comes to temple or other thing, ठीक है ना, वहाँ भगवान ऐसे ही चल सकते हैं. Like sometimes that kind. There also it's like Lord's home, na? You're going to His home. You can decorate yourself nicely also, right? Actually, it is about wearing everybody's feeling, but it all depends on like Lord is so like it's a celebration. It's right, a happiness when you go to Lord's place. Actually, next session is our real happiness. I am thinking of taking you all to the temple, so that whatever you have learned till now, that's a real happiness where we get it in the temple. So that feeling session should be there. So since we talk about that, that's why I just told you. So basically this process is about connecting with the Lord. So with that feeling, so Lord has given us simple shortcuts. Whenever you come to temple, you just go with flowers. You see, yesterday when we went to the temple, outside there is a flower fruit shop. People are taking. So now people are going and taking. They are following ritual. But if they know, okay, Lord says, if you give me patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, with love I'll accept. So there was Satyanarayan Katha also was happening. So if you go with that feeling, that bliss will be different, right? So that's why Bhagavad Gita knowledge is very important. If you just see that Prabhupada has given us so nicely each and every explanation, all every meaning. Otherwise, we wouldn't know only, oh, we can connect with the Lord. This is so easy. He is getting pleased only with small thing. We don't have to give him like that kind of food, like where you are putting lot of effort. Just give morning, just do prayers and give patram, pushpam, offer one leaf, one flower. He will be happy. Nothing much he needs. But only thing what he needs is love. And that love we have to, it has to come. And it will come only when we do the activities of soul. So we have to do deity worship. Deity worship is very important. Deity worship is the process of connecting with the Lord. Because Lord is coming in this form. Why? So that we can serve Him, right? He is giving us the opportunity to serve. That's what I told you, like for everything Lord has a purpose. So when He is giving us Archa Vigraha, so that we can connect with Him, we can feel. Otherwise meditation, dhyan, we can't do it for longer. But if deity worship is there, you are seeing the form of a Lord, then that connection will be different, right? So and Archa Vigraha is not like, it is just like that. Something has been taken. There is a pran pratishtha. There is a complete process, and the Lord's eyes, features, all this has been created based on the scriptural references. Not just like that. In Mayapur, we have Narsimha Dev deity. So the deity, when they it was they made that deity form, that they referred the scriptures, and when the form was ready, the deity wanted to go to that Mayapur temple. So there was some kind of fire, and then deity had to be brought in Mayapur. So it is like the Lord willingly comes. Lord willingly comes. But now the question may come, Lord is there na in deity. So then when somebody comes and break the deity or steals, so Lord should say na, Lord should protect himself. Lord is not doing that. Why?
He wants us to do.
He wants us to do. He wants us to do because, see, He came so that we can connect with Him, so that we can serve Him. He is like a child. You feed Him, then He will eat. You don't feed Him, He will not ask you to give. You take Him, break it, that also He will not say. He came only for us. You can see those who are killing Him, breaking, that He is not responding. But those who are giving Him love, He is responding. You can see various examples, various pastime. Okay, we will take one small example of one pastime. Sakshi Gopal. So Sakshi Gopal deity is there in Jagannath. 6 feet deity, very beautiful, very big earrings I have seen. I remember like when we went for his darshan, so we were seeing. I remember that earring. I saw that earring was, it immediately fell. Like those kind of incident I remember when we went to see Sakshi Gopal. The story was like there were 2 brahmanas, young and one old brahmana. So one young brahmana in Vrindavan, he served old brahmana very nicely, and then old brahmana was very happy with his service. So he had a daughter. So he said, I feel like I will give you my daughter, like she can get married to you. So like that he promised, and then when he went to his place, But then his sons were not agreeing. His wife, nobody was agreeing. How can you promise? And doctor was also not ready. Nobody was ready. Like how did you get convinced with with Brahmana? We don't want to, like they will look at the wealth, prosperity, all these things. Na? But they were not. Then he said, like I have promised. So he said, who is the Sakshi for your promise? Then he said, in front of Gopal deity, we did the promise. So he said, okay, bring them. Then in the panchayat, those things also happened. And they said, you bring the deity. If he has seen, na, he should tell us, like I am Sakshi. So then they can be married. So he went to Vrindavan. He asked Titi, see, you were there when that old Brahmana promised. So you should come with me and say, like, I have seen that he has promised in front of me. Now you can't say no. Because see, this old Brahmana, because he was scared, na, then he just denying, like, now my daughter cannot be married, right? So now this person, he went to his place, this young Brahmana, he went to his place to remind him, like, you promised, now you will have to do this promise. Then he was not ready to take then that time he said, okay, I will bring deity, Gopal deity only, then you will be convinced. So that panchayat and everybody said, okay, if they say yes, then we will be convinced. So he went in front of deity and he asked, like, you were there, you saw that in front of you only he promised. Then deity said, see, Gopal said, like, I am deity, na, how can I go with you? So he said, oh, you can speak, you can't walk. So when deity can speak, deity can walk also. So he said, okay. So that time he followed this young Brahmana, and and he said, you don't look back. So at the point he will look back, he will stop. So that's how the deity is there as a Sakshi Gopal. So like that, there are many stories about pastimes about Lord in Jagannath Puri, about like Kheer, Tota Gopinath. There are many. Otherwise, we will go into that only. So the overall summary is he said reciprocate for the love. For others, he just leave it. Like because they are also their children, na? Lord's, everybody is part and parcel of Lord. How can he keep punishing everybody, right? He just leaves it. But people who are giving him love, for them he is responding with some reciprocation, the way I was talking about Sakshi Gopal, and there are many other stories. So okay. So here again we are talking from 9th chapter. So this is about Archa Vigra, right? Why we need to do deity worship. You people are clear about it. Deity worship is one kind of process through which we can connect with the Lord, and it is Lord's mercy, like he came in this form so that we can serve him, right? Now when we are serving him, we should serve in the love. When we do it with the love, Lord reciprocates, right? Now here you can see 9th chapter 14th verse. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dridvrataha namastanscha mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. You can read it.
Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. Bhagavad Gita 9.1.
So, always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. So, previously what did he say? How you should worship me? Whatever you offer me with love and devotion. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Now he is saying Satatam kirtayanto mam, always chanting my glories. So you know all this, like Yuga Dharma is chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, right? So now he is telling Satatam kirtayanto mam, chanting, doing my kirtan, yatantascha dridhavrata, with great determination. With great determination. It's not like today you do, tomorrow you don't do. You should have that determination and then bowing down before me. Like when you enter into the altar, enter into the temple, what is the first thing you do? Pay obeisances, right? So what he said, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. So that is what he is giving the example. If you do this with this is, I told you, like this chapter is all about confidential knowledge, because this knowledge about activities of the soul. And when you do these activities, what we are talking about, earlier rituals we discussed, now this is rituals with knowledge for the purpose. That is why we call it as spiritual, right? Because now rituals are not for pleasing ourselves, these rituals are following for pleasing the Lord. So that's why we call it has become spiritual. Now when you're talking about spiritual, he is telling these great souls worship me with devotion. So when you do with devotion, then automatically, as we have seen various example, whichever god, whichever deity you worship, you will go to their abode, right? So he is telling you do this, you will come to me. We'll see maybe later. So here about major thing which you people have to remember in this shloka is Satatam Kirtayanto Mam, always chanting the glories of the Lord. That is what we do in Yuga Dharma. Simple process is chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. If we ask you to do like in Satya Yuga, what was the process? Dhyana, meditation. Can we sit now and do the dhyana? That's not possible. People can't do it, है ना? Then if you talk about okay, dhyana ke liye we should have a posture like this. Now you see people who come in the class, from the time when they come and 1.5 hour ke baad, how we sit, how we do like this, right? So how can we do dhyana? Second Treta Yuga, sacrifices. That's as a big process, right? So Lord has given all shortcuts. Don't do big things. Do small things. Give me patram pushpam phalam. Do this. Remember me with the Harinam Sankirtan, right? In Dwapar Yuga, deity worship. That was elaborate, very big, because that was the Yuga Dharma. But now what we are doing, deity worship is not that like whole day we are spending. So for us, major recommendation is Kirtayanto, Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. Just do my Kirtan, right? Harinam Sankirtan, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay. So Kirtans, it is the Yuga Dharma, creating auspiciousness in the surrounding and planet as a whole. So there are various examples where there was a Sukha drought, and then Prabhupada and his disciple, they went and they did Harinam Sankirtan and rain started coming. And then Prabhupada, he had a deal with government. Okay, what will you do for us? Then they gave land. So Tirupati ISCON temple is Prabhupada got it because of that. Like their Prabhupada or his disciples, they have done this. So when you do Harinam Sankirtan, auspiciousness gets created. I was telling, I think previous session, or as such, this is a VK hall, just like that. Gym also is same only, but the environment, you stand outside the gym and stand outside or here, there's a big difference, right? Big auspiciousness is there, right? But there sense gratification is there, like the sound vibrations and all this will be different, right? So Kirtan, when you do, first is it is a Yuga Dharma and it creates auspiciousness in the surrounding and planet as a whole. So now here about, so whatever you are seeing, this is very confidential, yeah, okay, but you see it's so simple. It's a Bhagavad Gita का सार क्या है, यही है. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord is saying just do pure Bhakti Yoga. Pure Bhakti Yoga is what? This simple. What he is telling, give me Patram Pushpam. Just do my Kirtan. Now, in this, what he is saying? Manmana bhav madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mam evashyasi yuktavaivam Atmanam Madparayana.
Atmanam Madparayana.
Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Become my devotee. Offer obeisances to me and worship me, being completely absorbed in me. Surely you will. See here, you see previous verse, there was one thing which was highlighted is Satatam Kirtayantoma. So now here Mam Namaskuru. All the things are there, but the bold one you can see highlighted one is Mam Namaskuru. But all others, Man Mana Bhav Mad Bhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. So how will you engage? I was giving in the beginning also, I was giving you the example. Because right now we can think on the bodily platform. When mind in the sleep itself thinking about Lord's places, Vrindavan, Jagannath Puri, those things comes in your dream. Mind is absorbed in that. Mind is absorbed in book distribution. Mind is absorbed in about thinking about Lord. So you become my devotee. Offer obeisances. To whom we will offer obeisances? We to our elders also we do, right? Why do we do it? Respect, right? Here when you do obeisances, see, we have to come out of our false ego. Our false ego is we are this body, because till now on the entire session from the beginning we were seeing about bodily activities. Why bodily activities? Because we think ourselves as on the bodily platform more. That's why bodily activities. Diwali thing we discussed. You think about Holy festival. Holy festival, why it's celebrated? Holika Dayan, Holika Hiranyakashipu's sister, right? And she had a boon like fire cannot touch her, right? So Hiranyakashipu wanted to kill Prahlad Maharaj, but then she said, okay, I will help you, I will kill him because I have a boon. So then she was in the fire and Prahlad Maharaj was also there, but then she was burnt and Prahlad Maharaj came out. So this is the victory of good over evil, right? For that Holi is celebrated. But Golika then hardly it happens and people don't remember only about this. But color Holi will be celebrated, and color Holi is celebrated in Vrindavan because of Radha Krishna. Now we should remember Lord during Holi celebration, but you see how Holi in the north, though it is at different level only, right? People will drink also, those type of things are happening. Where is Lord? So here, that is what here, when you do activities for pleasing the Lord, then you will be absorbed in me, and then surely you will come to me. That is what Lord has clearly said. You try to connect the dots which we started today in the beginning and till now. We were talking about we as a soul. When we sleep, during our sleep also, what happens? Whatever some dreams come, do we have the dreams of Lord coming? We are talking to Lord. No, some or other mind will create some pictures, those things will come. Because we live in that platform only. We are not completely absorbed in Lord's thoughts. So during sleep only if it is not coming, when at the time of dying, when your senses are completely out of your control, they will act as per whatever you have done in the lifetime. So then whatever you have done, it's a programming, right? Whatever you have done in the lifetime, that product will come out. Definitely another body will be given. So now if we are so much absorbed in Him, what Lord says? Surely you will come to me. You are remembering me, na? Because see, I'll just tell you one thing. We are not that attached to Lord. If we have to go to our parents' place or some relative's place, we'll be, as I was giving example, we'll be excited because we are connected. You have to go to some like a new country or some other place for enjoying. That enjoying propensity is there. We know how to enjoy, but we feel like Lord ka ghar, how it would be, where that happiness will be there. You are not at that connect if it is not there. Na, that is why if we but Lord is also like that. Na, he doesn't give us just like that. Those processes are simple. If we keep following that, a day will come when the realization will come. We will be able to realize ourselves as a soul. When we are able to realize ourselves as a soul, then automatically one thing is living material enjoyment, another one is not having interest in material enjoyment. So that will automatically develop. When you will have two options, whether to come for the session or whether to go out for a movie, definitely you will choose this because this has more happiness rather than just 3 hours. 3 hours you will sit. See, we used to go for movies earlier. So, but one time came when I used to sleep in the movies. That before coming to Krishna conscious, before that itself, I used to go there and sleep. So then they stopped taking me because then wastage of money. So when we were interested, that time when we were going, so after 3 hours, what will happen? We will eat something and we'll get so tired, body will be, and then we'll come home and sleep. Huh? But we will not be, that enthu will not be there, that excitement will not be there. But when you do this activities, suddenly you can't sleep also, you want to sleep after session, you can't sleep because something will be there, some energy will be there which will, like, you want to sleep but you won't be able to sleep, so that kind of bliss will be there. So that's why when you do devotion service to the Lord, automatically when you start feeling bliss, so you are getting closer to Lord, that connection will be established. Then you will realize, being in the material platform with this body itself, this much of happiness, when it will be with the Lord, then what kind of happiness will be there, right? So that's how with you people, there are many Matajis, many people who are there in our group. It's almost 3 years when we started center, but they are attracted now. Like now we had Aruna Mataji in starting, she came, she had some personal commitment today, she wouldn't have come now because she has to go there, but still she came because they don't want to leave, right? That attachment is there, that connect. They also can sit at home and relax, but going to Tipsandra, going to various places, doing book distribution, and that happiness we get after doing that, that cannot be compared with any activities of the world. Though we will feel tired, initially we will have some inertia whether to go, whether not to go, but after that bliss will be different. Material activities, initially at, remember, poison and nectar. Initially it will be
Nectar.
and then after that it will be poison, right? So that's how you can see some use cases. Now coming to Mam Namaskuru. So there is a process of paying obeisances for Matajis and Prabhujis. There is a different process like Ashtang Namaskar or a Panchang Namaskar. So 5 angas, right? So that's a process. This is how, and it's a surrender. We are surrendering when we pay obeisances, and major thing is humble attitude and coming out of false ego. So who can bring our ego down, right? So we have to pray to Lord. So when you pay obeisances, He will help us to come out of the false ego and give us the true ego. True ego is part and parcel of the Lord. That ego, you see, I am the servant of the Lord. You see, if president servant, he has a good position, right? President ka servant bhi to. Now, if you are servant of the Lord, what is position, right? So that position, if you get, that's a real ego. That can be different. So we have to pay obeisances, right? So that means we will slowly. So every process has a connect, showing our respect to Lord and to superior, as we discussed. Now here, this my son gave the example also. Now Prabhupada is raising his hands. So a police came and thief is there, hands up. So surrender. So when we raise our hands, Surrendering to Lord, right? We are surrendering to you. Now we do parikrama, right? So what where we do whenever there is a temple, right? So this is a reminder for us, like Lord is a center. Lord is our center. That's how we do parikrama. Tilak on forehead. So like here sindoor, you put sindoor, you are married, you are belonging to someone. So this says we are belonging to Krishna. When you put tilak, that means we are property of someone, no one can touch. So we belong to Lord. This is Lord's lotus feet, right? And this is a tulsi offer to lotus feet. It represents temple, right? Body is a temple and Lord is residing in this temple. So tilak we put it on 12 places, and when you put tilak na, if when we start putting, you will always feel like without tilak some restlessness will be there, right? So we are making our body as a temple. We put it on 12 places, and if we take 3 times bath, 3 times, so many temples we are constructing in our body. But it is, if we put that feeling will be completely different. We should be, though it is difficult for Matajis, but some or other tricks we have cracked it now. Okay, so external affect internals. One of the session also we have discussed. So that's why we have a specific dress code, right? Today, like deity worship we are doing, right? We are slowly teaching to our new girls, Matajis, about deity worship. So we tell them to come in Vaishnava attire. Maybe now these days, like you people are coming in your comfortable kurti and other things. But our preferred is like gopi dress for girls. For us, like we wear saris, we also wear gopi dress. Gopi dress is actually for unmarried, but we all are also wearing. So gopi dress, Vaishnava attires. Why do we say like this is how we should follow? But now since you people are like recently came, so we are not telling. But when we do deity worship, that time we tell like you people should come in, complete this attire, Vaishnava attire. When you wear this kind of thing, it's in the mode of goodness. You people would have feeling, right? When you, okay, take an example of going for a party, you wear party type dress, you feel different, isn't it? And before that you were in different dress, you feel different, right? Like if you are going to office type dress, passion will come, right? Then when you're coming to temple type dress, the mode of goodness will come. You people should try like that way. Automatically our mood external impacts internal. For me also, because when I go to office, entire office environment is mode of passion. And though like kurti or these kind of dresses, it's fine, right? But still I feel uncomfortable because the environment is too much passionate. To fight with that passion environment, I need little more dosage. So I go like this, so that at least little bit I feel relaxed. Outside won't. Otherwise it is horrible. By the time I come home, 2 days I go and 3, 4, 5 days I have to recover. So that's why we have to ensure like we will be able to adjust in the external environment. Here it is like all like-minded people, everybody is same, right? But there every second person will be hi. Here every second person will be Hare Krishna. So automatically impact will be different, right? So wearing dhoti, saris and tilak. Addressing as Prabhuji and Mataji. So everybody will be respected as a Mataji, because the giving a respect to mother is the biggest respect, right? Whether it is unmarried girl or whatever it is, so we call it as Mataji. My son is in college, so he also forgets. So he will tell one Mataji during exam. She was like, you didn't call her Mataji, na? Because here calling Mataji is different. There Friends, if you say like, so he will always say, Mama, one Mataji was with Mataji in college. Ha, Mama, my classmate. So greets with Hare Krishna. Now meaning of Aarti. Aarti ka we will see here. Bhumira ponalo vayu Kammano buddhirevacha Ahankara iti amme pinna Pinna prakriti rashtada Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence and false ego all together these constitute my separate material energy. 7.4. So Tera Tujhko Arpan. Remember this. This is what is Aarti. Tera Tujhko Arpan. Our body is made up of earth, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego, all this. So when we do Aarti, we offer everything. Now you see, we will see that. So when you do Aarti, first thing what we do? Blowing of conch shell. Conch shell mane sound. So first thing is sound, है ना? Then we have diya. Incense we will offer. I am not going as per the sequence. I am just talking about the components, right? So you will have sound, right? When you do shank, blowing of the conch shell. So sound, earth, water, fire, air, ether. So ether component, right? Then you talk about diya. Diya means fire, earth, water, fire, air. In that you can see all the components, how it is coming. Water, we offer water to Lord in the conch shell. And then we offer flower and incense. So this is made up of earth. है ना? Then we do the fan. So air. है ना? Then we pay obeisances. So ego. है ना? When we do meditation, when you do meditation, so when you do Aarti, somebody is singing, and when you are focusing, so your mind is on the Lord. So that means mind is involved. And then you have procedure. So mind is involved, meditation. So procedure should tell you now next step is this. So that means intelligence. So Tera Tujhko Arpan is this. All the things are your material energy, and now we are offering this to you, right? This we didn't know, but we were doing it, है ना? So when you do this bell ringing also, that will create the sound effect, that right and left brain, right? That kind of sync will be there. So whatever component you talk about, all this comes under the Lord's material energy. That's why when we do Aarti also, when we sing, that meaning should be very clear. And you remember Om Jai Jagdish Hare. In that complete Aarti, what is there? Kashta mite tanka, sukh sampati aave. There, it's all about aane do, sab kuch aane do. Right? We were just telling, give us this, tera tujhko arpan. Ek taraf bol rahe, tera tujhko arpan. Kya lage mera? But still you give it to us. See how rituals, and now you follow it as a spiritual. It is yours only, and we are offering it to you with love and devotion. Same procedure, same thing, but with knowledge. So this whatever I was talking about, blowing conch shells, it's a ether. Diya, fire, water conch shells. Like we will have shank, in which we will put water and we will offer flower and incense, earth, and then we will do fan, air. So during winter we are not using more punk. It's cold, right? So otherwise we will use that also. And when you pay obeisances, ego, meditation, mind, and procedure is intelligence. So we should use our intelligence to understand how to serve Lord. But we are using our intelligence to understand how to serve our mind to ourselves. So here we offer prayers before taking prasadam, right? Whenever we take prasadam, we offer prayers. Okay, this one is so when you this process is how we have learned all this. We have learned by following our acharyas who come in parampara disciplic succession as said by Lord. Evam parampara praptam
एवं परम्परा प्राप्तम्
imam rajarshyo vidu
इमं राजर्षयो विदुः
sakale neha mahata
साकालेन महता
yogo nashtah parantapa.
योगो नष्टः परन्तपः.
So somebody can read.
This supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost.
So whatever we discussed about all the aspects today, how we understood from our acharyas. And Prabhupada has given all the things because he is coming in this parampara. So Lord is saying, you people should understand all the knowledge, this science of spirit through the chain of disciplic succession. Because all the saintly king understood in that way, but over a period of time this succession was broken, and that's how science appears to be lost. Since this science was lost, that's why that modern education, modern things took over, and people have lost all the values, and that's how that spirituality has become rituality, right? So those things have been lost because of all this. So that's why we should follow Guru Parampara. You can see in our altar we have Guru Parampara, right? So we have our Prabhupada ji, and then we have his Guru Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj. Then we have Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj, and then Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and then we have Jagannath Babaji Maharaj. You know? So these all are there. So when we in the altar, when we do worship, so Guru Parampara is there because of we we always we are connecting to Lord through our Guru, right? So we always seek their permission to see when we do some worship. It is not like we are doing on behalf of our Guru, right? We are just because we don't have an authority to serve Lord, we don't have any capability to serve Lord, so we are doing on behalf of Guru. So it's like we are trying to be an instrument in the hands of Guru. See, if you see the whole education, how it came, Lord Krishna has given it to Brahma, Brahma has given it to Narada, Narada Muni has given it to Vyasadeva. Like that, it has come to various acharyas. Now, Prabhupada has established this ISCON, and then we have another gurus. Like we have taken initiation from one guru. So what we are doing here, we are trying to become an instrument in their hand to serve. Our Guru Maharaj is serving Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is serving his Guru, right? Bhakti Siddhant Thakur. And Bhakti Siddhant Thakur is serving his Guru. His Guru is Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj. Like that, each Guru is serving their Guru, and finally they are serving Lord Krishna. So we become an instrument, and when we do Aarti, that's why there is a specific process. So after doing Aartis of Radha, Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Narsimha Dev, Panch Tattva, when we come to Guru Parampara, it is like we are giving prasadam. Like whatever we have served, it is not like Guru is like we are Krishna, we are serving Krishna only. But when we come to Gurus, it is like that Aarti, whatever we have offered to Lord, it is given to Guru as a prasada. Sabse pehle we give it to Guru. So what I am trying to say is, through Guru we are connecting to Lord. That is why taking shelter of Guru is very, very important. Without taking shelter of Guru, we cannot connect with Lord. Because of Guru's mercy only, we can connect with the Lord. We don't have any what do we say, any capability to connect with the Lord. So if we take shelter of Guru, and that means Guru take our responsibility, and he will ensure like we connect to the Lord. When we get some deities at home, like we have deity at home, so how do we get the deity? We take permission from Guru, and Guru give us permission. We may not be able to serve the deity properly, but Guru will ensure like we should not get any offense. So Guru takes our responsibility, because if we are inviting Lord at home, we should be very careful, right? And if we make some offense, then this will not be good for us, right? That's why people say na, I remembered in my like career beginning, there was one, some of the teachers, I was teaching in one of the college, so she said I'm not getting flowers and all these things because there may be some problem, flowers either udhar jayega, those kind of like people are getting scared of all these things also. If we do this, what will happen? So in this scenario, we don't have that kind of danger, because we are always under the protection of Guru. So that's why Guru is very important. Guru Parampara is very important. That's why you see in ISKCON, we will have Guru, because we are doing so many activities for directly for the Lord. But this will not be directly, this will be through Guru. So we'll always be protected. We are always under their shelter. That's why it's Guru takes a responsibility. When we take initiation also, when Lord says like, if you leave everything, I will take all your sins. So Guru take that responsibility, he takes all our sins, previous karmas, whatever we have. It's like a second birth. One birth by parents, material birth. Second birth is initiation, where you get new actually that subtle body starts developing from material consciousness to spiritual consciousness. Till now we were living material life. When you get initiation, means spiritual life. Beginning of initiation money, beginning of spiritual life. So then we start developing our subtle body in a spiritual way, but it will not be automatically programmed. Guru will take all our sins, but next day again we are doing sins. So that like we will have to ensure like we follow adhyatmic path, like spirituality path, follow all the rules and regulations prescribed by the Guru. Then he says, I take your responsibility, I ensure like you go back to Lord. Which Guru will take that responsibility? Which is coming in Parampara, right? So see, this is such a beautiful thing. You people have learned so many subject matters, right? Mathematics, science, right? You believe all these things. Pi equal to 22/7, G is equal to 9.8 meter per second square, Archimedes principle, Einstein's, all these things you believe. Did you go to Einstein and asked? Did you do research? No, because they are expert in those areas and you believed. Now they are expert in these areas. They are expert in spirituality. We should just take it, right? We should, if we really want to understand about spirituality, we should take the words as it is. Okay, so I think this part is self-centered. So we basically till now whatever we were discussing about rituals and spirituals. So rituals were basically about self-centered, and spiritual is about God-centered. That is what all the activities we have seen, parikrama or paying obeisances, doing artis. So right now we will be, it's like we will do the activities what Lord wants, and that is what today we have gone through some of the essence of 9th chapter, but where Lord is saying, I want this. Satatam kirtayanto mam, patram pushpam phalam tuyam, pay obeisances to me, right? All these things Lord is saying. So do those activity, but see, nicely Lord is saying, but nicely we are ignoring. So there will be a transformation from material consciousness to spiritual consciousness. So that practice is for spiritual advancement. We should do daily mantra meditation, which is Harinam chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and regular study of Bhagavad Gita. We every day, Monday to Friday, we are connecting from 9 p.m. to 9:45. We do mantra meditation and we do reading of Bhagavad Gita. And this Bhagavad Gita reading, 4 shlokas mostly we are taking and we are explaining. So when you do this, the kind of clarity you get, the kind of understanding you get, automatically your consciousness, so your subtle body will be transformed. And always attend these classes, because you are attending so many events from Monday to Saturday, right? Office or household activities, you just analyze how much time you are spending in those activities and how much your mind intelligence is absorbed in those activities. And if you come at least weekend, one day spend on this, automatically you will get charged up for the entire week. May not be right now so deeply connected with the Lord, but at least you will come into the mode of goodness. You will live happily, right? Mind will be relaxed. At least that aspect slowly you will get, and when you start chanting, automatically you will start feeling more and more happiness. I remember Prabhupada ji was once taking a session, and there were some people were asking like how it will be, name लेने से कैसे होगा, then we will be bored. Then he said, तो फिर हम किसी भी चीज़ का नेम ले सकते हैं ना. So then I was like, okay, take, Prabhupada said, take it, name of Coca-Cola, 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 keep saying. After 10 minutes you will get bored. But you take Hare Krishna, then you see, the more you chant, the more you will feel like chanting. Right? So this name is not a simple material name. Any song you take, boring हो जाता है ना song. After some time it will be boring. This one, the more you do, the more you would want to do, the more you will feel connected. So you will never be bored. How many times we would have done Hare Krishna Kirtan, right? The time you people have started coming, and we start with Kirtan, we end with Kirtan, in between we do Kirtan, but we don't feel bored. We feel happy, we feel bliss, right? So always do these activities. Any question? Are you now?
वो आपको एक श्लोका था ना with फल and leaf. So leaf means we should keep तुलसी. Any specific फल फूल ऐसा है तो आपके लिए?
ऐसा तो नहीं है, बट स्मेल वाला, अच्छा स्मेल वाला. दैट इज़ वाई जैसे वो हमारा पनीर रोज़ जिसको हम देसी गुलाब बोलते हैं ना, थोड़ी अच्छी स्मेल आती है. देर आर फ्लावर्स विदाउट स्मेल, तो वो नहीं देने हैं, ऐसा करके देखना है बेसिकली. दैट्स इट.
और फल का कुछ है?
फ्रूट्स भी ऐसे स्पेसिफिक तो नहीं है. लाइक यू कैन ऑफर फ्रूट्स. तुलसी लीव्स का तो स्पेसिफिक होता है ना. दैट्स वाई यू सी फ्रूट्स में जैसे हम लोग ड्राई फ्रूट भी देते हैं, पंचमेवा, राइट, डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ फ्रूट्स. like when I try to do like that you had it out na flowers, so 5 flower fruits, that's what I try to give. And fruits, so when you do deity worship also, we try to get 5 types or 7 types of different kind of flowers. But when we do Janmashtami, Abhishekam, that time also we do that. So our logic would be, the agenda is, it should be good smell wala. And we try to take different colors. It's like we just have to please the Lord. When you decorate yourself, right, we try to decorate with different saris, this, right. So here also for the Lord's pleasure, we should offer something which is of nice smell, right. So that's all. No specific, maybe some kind of restriction might be that I can tell you, but these are generic things like we should be offering. So now with this session, all of you are clear about ritual, spiritual. Now if you see outside world doing some celebration, you will remember this, right?
वो आरती का या मतलब 8 I understood why we are doing the 8 part. हम लोग का 5 मतलब elements and then 3 false ego, intelligence, mind का. But हम लोग 3 times 7 times ऐसे क्यों करते हैं आरती का?
हाँ, वो deity worship का एक proper process है, that I can explain you. We will have a deity worship seminar. So I didn't go into the depth of what should be done for worship के लिए. Like, see, one thing is we always see Lord from the feet. So that's how we just do it with the feet, and then we go to the middle part, and then we go to his face. You see now in Bhagavatam also, first two canto, feet of the Lord, right? Then slowly we go to the knees, and then thighs, and then chest, and then we go to his face. So 10th canto is his face. So that's how the Lord we should proceed with, down to up, like that we do. And when we do to Guru Parampara, we do it 3 times. The purpose is like it, we are not actually worshipping, we are giving the prasada which is offered to Lord, to our Guru Parampara, because they finally they want to serve the Lord, because this permission we got it from our Guru, right? So that's how we do it. We can tell you about, like, majorly we start from the lotus feet, and then we slowly go to face, and then we do it completely on their body. That's the simple process in a concise form. That's what we do it for earth, water, fire, air, all the components which we spoke, for everything, right? You can stop there.